The vice mayor is objecting to the Nights of Lights.
What?
I first read this story on The Citizen. Want to give them credit because nobody ever gives them credit for anything. The St. Augustine City Commission Vice Mayor Barbara Blonder has proposed a significant reduction in the duration of the city's renowned Nights of Lights event, suggesting it should be shortened from 65 days to 40 days. That's a big shortening.
Yeah.
It's a big short. That's like a
It's
month and a half.
The tail end of it. She doesn't want that anymore. I guess.
Right. Yeah. Oh. Never mind. This proposal aims to start the event on Thanksgiving and conclude on the first weekend of the new year, specifically January 5th, 2026.
Wow.
The current event...
It's like a month.
It's great how poor planning leads to very knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah.
The current event, which began on November 23rd and ended on January 26th of this year, spans 65 days. Blonder's proposal was revealed at the end of a recent commission meeting following a conversation with a local resident who she did not name, apparently. Is there
They want to throw her under the bus?
Maybe, or maybe they don't exist.
Could have been a student.
A lot of times politicians, I'm not saying this is the case right now, but a lot of times politicians pretend like they talk to people and they didn't actually talk to people.
Yeah, there's no like petition that was signed or anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you don't really, there's not really a lot of evidence.
Where's the receipts?
Here, yeah. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but it could be the case. It happens. Blonder recounted an incident where a resident's driveway was blocked for 2 hours. That's kind of a pain in the ass if that's not exaggerated at all. By a parked car during the event, leading to a confrontation after the vehicle was towed. They towed the vehicle. The people got mad.
Well, what are you supposed to do? It's their driveway.
Yeah, you can't block a driveway. I mean, that's against the law no matter what time of year it is, no matter what's going on.
I was going in just for butter. No, you were really... Just,
Residents should have called the tow truck sooner.
Totally.
But I understand it's a pain in the ass. The incident is reflective of a broader concerns, she says, among residents about disruptions caused by the event that's been going on for 30 years or whatever. Long time.
Yeah.
Blonder, who was previously criticized certain aspects of Nights of Lights as gaudy.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
I can show you gaudy. Like, give me, I'll show you gaudy. Like, that's not gaudy. It's all one color. How gaudy can it be, Blonder? I'm sorry. It's not gaudy.
That's a great point. That's a good point. Let's see. She is determined to sponsor a resolution to shorten the event. She emphasized the need for a controversial but necessary change to address the concerns of residents who feel overwhelmed by the event's impact.
I want to like these people. I can't. I just don't understand why they do this.
I know.
They're not thinking about business at all.
They don't understand business. But, I mean, Barbara Blonder just doesn't understand business. I mean, the kind of good thing is you've got, I think you've got Cynthia Garris. I think you got Jim Springfield, and Roxanne Horvath understands business.
Thank God, 3.
And I just don't think, I think this is, don't think this has a chance. The only person who's going to be behind this is Nancy Sykes-Klein, I think.
True. I mean, well, obviously she's the one that started the whole situation earlier this year. So this is a great topic that, I think instead of popping their mouths off, I think that they really need to open up a forum and actually talk to the public about it. That's what they're politicians for. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm popping my mouth right now, but I really think that they're just saying these salacious things to try to get a knee-jerk reaction out of somebody. They really need to sit down and talk to the public and talk to business owners because they're the ones that put you into office.
Yeah, but they're not good at that.
No.
I mean, they're not good at that.
I'm sad about that.
And I think the argument is, some people will say that, you're not allowed to vote for the city of St. Augustine politicians unless you are a resident of the city of St. Augustine. So a lot of those business owners actually don't have a voice when it comes to the vote. True. However, they are the ones bringing in the money for the city.
Exactly.
I mean, the city stands on nothing else but tourism dollars, restaurant business, St. George Street.
And that is the time where they really capitalize on that.
Yeah, it is, man. I've said it before, but Barbara Blonder and Nancy Sykes-Klein don't care. But residents they just don't want all year round tourism. They want a break at some point. And St. Johns County residents want that too, to go downtown and hang out in downtown. But taking the best income driver in town and saying, we're going to keep shortening it every year is going to piss people off. I mean, you're going to find yourself a desolate city.
But there's so many projects
if nobody
that
can
are
make money.
in the wings, Pete, that like could be going into motion right now, like the Browdy's parking garage,
right,
or shuttle systems going to each and every single hotel, reducing cars going in the city. I mean, there's even a proposal out there to like make the city have a toll booth to like, you know, to lessen the cars that are going in and out of it. I know that could be a little bit extreme, but I'm just saying those are solutions to capitalizing on the success that we had for Nights of Lights. And I don't think that any of those solutions are being visited by any of these kinds of politicians. It's sad about that.
Yeah.
Bring it back to what, colonial age? Just because we have an old town doesn't mean we have to regress. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very interesting situation, man. I mean, glad I don't live in the city of St. Augustine. Yeah.
So what about that? I mean, that's obviously going to be a major factor. I mean, I think that's even in the St. John Citizen's article is about the King Street Bridge is going to be closing, and that's going to be a big factor. Yeah. But are we going to shut down Nights of Lights because of the King Street Bridge?
Right.
Really?
To 40 days. I mean, less than 2 months. That's wild, man. That's a big proposal.
Yeah.
That's a big proposal by somebody who just doesn't get it.
Yeah. I'd love to know, like, from local businesses in that window.
Oh, local businesses are pissed.
Well, yeah.
I've heard from local businesses and the local business associations and all that stuff, and they are pissed. They're not happy.
Oh, what is their revenue in that January 5th to the end of January? Like, is that a real big moneymaker? And I want them to prove that to these politicians.
That's a great point. I mean, that's a great thing to look at. It really is. I mean, dial in on those dates and say, hey, this is how much money not only we bring in, but the city brings in. And this is also going to create a big headache with the Tourist Development Council, who gives the city, you know, the city benefits greatly off of them. A lot of money exchanged there, and they're not happy with these two at all for these proposals.
Well, the city threw the TDC right under the bus.
Right under the bus.
That was terrible.
They
did what they were supposed to do, and they were super successful for it, but then the city's going to try to punish them for it. It was like, that doesn't make any sense at all. You've got to be solution-oriented, not your opinion, because your opinion isn't really working. You have got to be with the people.
And I think that's what's frustrating about the city of St. Augustine. It's a lot of opinions, and they never seem to back up their opinions with facts. They never provide hard numbers. They never say, hey, this is why, these are the numbers. Here's why it won't affect you too much, because we've done the math, but they never seem to do the math.
I want that.
They will hire consultants to do the math, and then they'll say, we don't really care what you said.
Yeah.
We spent $250,000 on it, but we're just going to kind of disregard it.
I just want to meet the people that believe in this ordinance, or this idea. I just don't know anybody out there right now that says, yes, that's a great idea. Let's shorten it.
Yeah. It's it's a handful of residents, and to give them credit, I mean, I'm never opposed to politicians listening to residents. I never am. But you also got to make compromises.
True.
Because your entire city's economy runs on the businesses of downtown St. Augustine. So you got to respect them. It also runs on the tourism industry. And if you've put yourself in this position as the city of St. Augustine over many years to where you rely on being in bed with the business community and the tourism community, you know, you're killing yourself, and you're killing your city by doing this.
Compromise, please. Figure it out.
Jeez. Yeah. It's just going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds, but it's, there's just some people who don't understand how business works on that city commission.
But isn't it typical? It's just typical, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this is another story. Here we go again, round and round.
Yeah.
So
people don't really put in any research into who they're voting into office. They don't really care.
Right.
And this is what you get.
You made a good point about the downtown citizens being able to vote. Do you think that they're kind of looking ahead to get votes for the next election? So that
we did this last time too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, because they're still in office. I mean, it's the truth. We complained about them 4 years ago, and it's still the same thing. Here we go, round and round. It's like they got rid of the carousel for the politicians to move in and beat that.
I don't see any benefit to stir things up to get attention on it if they don't genuinely want to do it.
It could just be a play. It could be a political play. I see what you're saying, where she's just trying to say she's going to put this forward knowing it's not going to go anywhere, but that way she can go back to the voters next time and say, hey, look, I tried, and I'm going to keep trying.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just don't, people are very upset about this, and I understand why, especially as business owners. But I mean, I think the saving grace here is nobody else is stupid enough to vote for this. I mean, I don't see Jim Springfield, Cynthia Garris, or Roxanne Horvath being stupid enough to vote for this.
Yeah,
so I just don't think it goes anywhere.
I just don't.
There doesn't seem to be any. They haven't put any logic forth. It doesn't seem
0 cents.
Yeah, I mean, just show us the numbers. Make it make sense, as the youngsters say.
No cap.
No cap.
Sorry.
Bruh.
I had to get that in there.
Can we start addressing commissioners as bruh?
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
rude?
Seriously, bruh.
No, it doesn't matter anymore. Nobody has any respect anymore for anything. So, you know, we definitely don't.
That's a response. Bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
You don't even address it as that. You just respond with that.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Ooh.
Mm.